Hello, I'm Julie TD, Closest Corner. I met so many green people in New York City that I decided to interview them. And I only use public transportation to reach them. I named my YouTube guide Green for the Blue because of our deep love for the oceans. Through this guide, we aim to share valuable insights and ideas to help us all move forward more swiftly toward a sustainable future. So, let's go!
There is a downtown local 6 train to the Bridge City Hall 3 minutes away.
Hi, Hila The Earth.
Hello.
I'm so glad to meet you today, and it's not a rainy day, so we are so lucky.
Be outside.
The beginning you was Hila The Killer.
Yes.
Can you explain to us why Hila The Killer, or did you start it? And
Yeah, so I've been rapping and performing since I was a kid, and Hilla the Killa was like, you know, my name is Hila, which in Hebrew means the light around the moon or the aura. And, you know, when I grew up in New York, Hila was very hard for people to say, so it kind of just became Hilla. And then I went to summer camp, and I had a friend sort of name me Hilla the Killa, you know, as like a joke. And I started rapping, and I thought, oh, this is a perfect rap name, the Killa, you know, and like there's a legacy of Killa rappers, and it's very like hip hop and gangsta. But like over the years, my rapping became much more educational and for families, and I thought that it was appropriate for me to have a change that reflects the persona that I am now presenting to the world, which is the earth. I rap as the earth, and so, you know, I wear this big earth costume, and a lot of people don't remember that my name is Hila or that it's Hilla, but they remember that I'm the earth, and they'll, you know, be like, oh, that's the earth girl, or that's the earth rapper girl. So I felt like it was necessary to have the earth in my name, and it just felt like a correct transition, you know, to go from the Killa to be the earth. And you know, the earth is also a Killa, so
yes, so it's the same.
it's the same, yeah. But the key difference is now I kill, but I also give birth to everything. So
It's so funny.
all in a cycle.
I love both, to be honest.
Thank you.
How would you describe yourself? You are an artist,
Yes.
and what you can say to us? I know
Yes.
it's difficult, maybe, but
No, it's good, you know. Well, I'm a planet floating through space. And I am an artist, an activist, a rapper, and a comedian. And I do a lot of things. I make a lot of videos. I'm a video creator, an actor, poet, producer, musician. It all kind of comes together. I represent every living thing on earth, so it's a lot. But I also do a lot of research, and I consider myself now an educator as well. So it's a lot of different things that I feel all come together in a very, you know, beautiful harmony. And yeah, I have a lot of skills and talents, so I just kind of try to use them all for the earth.
I love that. I remember that I started to follow you, I think that's 2 years ago, and I love your energy and all the things that you do. It's why I asked you how you can describe yourself, because you are like the art of the earth.
Yes.
And oh yes, I have a good question. I love this one. When and why did you start taking an interest in sustainability?
Yeah, so we are currently sitting in my home neighborhood of Soho. This park behind me is like one of the only green spaces for miles around us, at least like half a mile. I mean, we have Washington Square Park about half a mile this way. We have the Hudson River a mile this way, and that's pretty much it. 2 miles that way is the East River. And there's not a lot of trees here. It's very concrete. There's still trash bags everywhere. The neighborhood sort of became more commerce oriented, more tourist-y, like place for tourists to come eat and drink, but it's all very disposable packaging, cups. And so I got into sustainability through trash awareness, because I saw all the trash bags in my neighborhood, and I went to Burning Man when I graduated from film school, and I just thought it was so cool to have this environment of partying and free expression and tourism and camping and all these things that I never could imagine could exist without creating trash. But the culture there is about like bringing your own cup and reusing things, and if something falls on the ground, everybody runs to pick it up because they don't want it to be on the ground. Nothing is allowed to, you know, be left on the ground. But here it's like things get left on the ground all the time. There's plenty of things on the ground. And just, you know, walk around looking at the ground for 2 seconds and you'll see 5 different cups, forks, bottle caps, everything, like everything. So that's how I got into it, because I really didn't know anything. Growing up, I never really went on hikes or nature trips. When I was in middle school, I went to summer camp for the first time. Same summer camp where I was named Hila The Earth. And that was in upstate New York, in Liberty, New York. And that was the first time that I'd ever been like really upstate. First time I ever saw the Catskills and saw the forests. And 14 is a very like developed age to not have seen any nature before that, or to never be in a forest before that. So I think that it just was a long process of learning and coming to awareness, where I started taking care of not creating trash. And then I was like, well, okay, how do I buy basil without plastic? I guess I have to grow it. And so then I started growing my own basil, and I started learning how things grow, and I started seeing vegetable plants for all my favorite vegetables. I'm also obsessed with vegetables since I was a baby. Like just salad is my favorite food, but you know, I never saw the tomato plants. I never saw the cucumber plants.
Tomato song.
Yes, that's tomato song. Yes, and then like you know, around like a few years into my sustainability journey, I started growing some plants. I started seeing them, and you know, it just continues to amaze me, all the beautiful ways in which life happens on Earth. So that's kind of my entry into sustainability.
Yes, it's like a magic, you know, when you start to have a sustainable life, everything changes.
Yes.
And it's like you view the real life.
Yes.
You know, and growing some vegetables and food, it's like magic time. It's like a baby kid, you know.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's true. Like taking care of babies.
I'm not sure that my kids love that, but well, they love the vegetables, it's okay.
They do good. I love vegetables.
You know, in sustainability, there are different topics like recycling, no plastic, vegetarian or vegan or alt. And which topics is the most important for you, or the topics if you have several, maybe?
Yeah. I'm very passionate about trash.
Yeah.
Waste, materials. I think like objects.
Compost, maybe?
What?
Compost,
of course. That's a huge part of it.
Yes.
I think that the only waste we should have is compost. I think that, you know, if we can recycle aluminum in an effective way, then that is good to have as well. Basically anything that we can reuse, recycle effectively, and put back into the earth, compost. That's how we should be orienting all of our materials, all the products, all the things that we have in this world should be created with that design in mind of where it's going when it's time to let go of that thing. So waste is a big, you know, like I said, it was my entry point, and it's still a very important topic for me because we have so many objects, so many different kinds of materials, so many different kinds of plastics, so many different hybrid materials, and people aren't really aware of it, and they just kind of like, you know, are conditioned to throw things away into like this imaginary away space that doesn't, you know, there is no away, you know, and a lot of our trash is in space, and a lot of our trash is in landfills, and at the end of the day, it's all really still with us because we belong to everything. So I think that that's something that's important to me, composting trash, and also I think a lot about fashion and food. Like food probably more than fashion, because I just prefer to be naked all the time if I can, honestly. But for food, like I care deeply about food. I always want to eat healthy, nutritional, vegetables. I'm like obsessed with greens and salads, and it's like very important to me. And I think eating locally based on your climate, where you are on the planet, is really important, because the transportation of food and getting it directly from the earth is going to be more nutritional. And so like the closer you are to the harvest, I feel like that's just like makes the magic of eating like more amazing. Like I think you can really tell the difference when you pick something from the earth and eat it right away versus like it's been sitting in the grocery store in a plastic bag for 3 weeks.
Totally.
And so like I think that's just, you know, part of what drives my passion. And I know veganism is a really big topic, but I think that like diets like that, like where you're like, I don't eat meat, I actually don't think that's sustainable for everybody. And it's not, for me, it's not so much about like what you eat, but more about where you get your food from and how has that food come to be, you know. And I do think that for a lot of people, meat is food, and to say that it's not is you know, disregarding like people's physiology and diets. Like we are humans, are, you know, I think that eating meat is a big part of our evolution. So, you know, if the meat is raised in a way that is regenerative and agriculturally sound for the climate that it's in, like that is in a lot of ways more sustainable than a vegan diet in that same climate where all the food is being imported from elsewhere in plastic packaging. It also harms animals a lot more in the production of that food. So like I think that's a lot that's really missing a lot from the vegan conversation. And it's funny because like most of my meals are vegan because I really love vegetables. And I think people really assume that I'm vegan because I'm such a vocal environmental activist, but I'll eat anything that my body tells me that it wants to eat. And sometimes that is meat, sometimes that's eggs, sometimes that's vegetables. Most of the time it's vegetables. I'm like really big veggie champion.
You are maybe more like a flexitarian?
Yeah, I eat intuitively, and I really, really try to eat local and, you know, eat with my farmers market. And I think that like creating that relationship with the farmers, and ideally I would be growing and raising my own food, or at least be part of a community or a commune where I can harvest my own food, because I think that's like really, I love that part. Like I love harvesting fruit from trees and picking the leaves from the plant. Like it's such a joy, and it's something that I really don't get to do very often. So I would love to live a life like that, where I go out to the garden in the morning and pick my breakfast, you know. Like I think that's really cool.
Yes, it's totally different than buy something in a plastic bag. Yes, I'm so agree with you. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, like I said to you, I'm one of your first fans.
Yes.
And I love seeing your evolution, your song. Oh yes, you just spoke about vegetables, and you have beautiful song about vegetables.
Thank you.
And one of my favorite, tomato and broccoli too.
Yes.
Broccoli.
Pretty soon we're gonna have carrot and beets.
Can't wait. Oh, and you have 2 videos about animals too.
I have a seahorse, yes. That's probably the only one, but I should do some more animals.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm writing a verse about cows to speak about the environmental impact of cows. And I'm also, I want to do like butterflies and insects to learn about biodiversity. That was another topic that I forgot to mention, but biodiversity, wildlife, and greening cities is also really important to me, because I grew up in a city, and I think, you know, humans, like we obviously like to be together, and I think a lot of environmental like images show people like alone in the wilderness, and like, or like alone on their farm, but like I want to see like all those things come together with people, and kind of like imagine a city that is regenerative and has lots of people in it, and it's still good for, you know, and that we live in a symbiotic relationship.
One of the first things that surprised me a lot when I came in New York, it was you don't see a lot of insects in the park.
Right.
I always say, but where the insects be?
I think in general, something that we have seen in the last 30 years in my lifetime, you know, for the few amounts of times that I've driven anywhere. I remember when I was a child, I remember being like weirded out by the fact that there were so many bugs hitting the windshield. And now when I go on road trips, there's like no bugs. And it's like, that is a very direct, you know, something that we can really see in the like how things have changed with our biodiversity. There's just like really less bugs. And so I think that that's one of the things I want to educate about and learn about. I mean, I really don't know very much about bugs, so I want to learn more and kind of understand how we bring back our fauna and flora and all the insect life. Because you know, growing up in the city, I don't really like bugs. Like, they make me feel weird. Like, I go out into the woods, I go camping, which I do love, but like if there's a bunch of bugs all around me, I'm like, oh no. And like, that's a conditioning thing. So I really like, I know that the bugs are okay. So like, there's a way, you know, I have to learn more and like be exposed to it more to feel more comfortable. Also to know what are good bugs, what are bad bugs.
Yes, because they are so important for the biodiversity. And it's, we have a French song for that, and it was one of my favorites. It's like the insects are not friends.
Yes, oh cute!
You need to love them.
I love that. Oh, that's a song. I should sample that.
I will send to you the video because the costumes are very crazy.
Oh, cute. Yes, I used to be scared of bees when I was a kid, but I'm not scared of bees anymore. I think bees are amazing, and they're very friendly, and they're really cool, and they're not trying to hurt you, because if they sting you, then they die. So it's like, you know, and bees are awesome. They do so many amazing things. So I do have a bee song as well with Nate.
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to write another bee song this time. Yeah.
So guys, you need to look at all the video of Hilla the Killer if it's not already did.
Yes.
And what can we wish for you for the future?
Well, definitely I'm looking for a place to call home that is a place I can connect with the land and the soil, somewhere where I can restore and plant trees and watch them grow and really like engage with like an ecosystem and an environment, whether that be in upstate New York or somewhere else. I do my best to like green up the city here, and you know, there's plenty of backyards I can like definitely use some restoration, you know, and eco awareness. So I'm looking for that because I want to make videos on how to do that, how to do restoration projects, how to greenify any living situation. But then also I want to just like keep writing songs, and I'm just gonna have like a huge catalog. We're gonna come out with an earth album, we're gonna come out with a veggie rap album, the ABCs of mushrooms are gonna be done. Like, you know, there's just so much to learn. Honestly, the material and the knowledge about the earth and how it creates life and how we can sustain ourselves on earth is endless. And I feel like that knowledge is supposed to be passed down from birth, and since it hasn't been, I need to like educate myself and then pass it along to the new generation and also the old generations, like everybody who kind of like missed out like me. You know, we can all learn together, and it's gonna take like a collective of people who love the earth and care about humanity and being here together with the planet to like, you know, change the systems of destruction, exploitation, and create a regenerative, like loving community of earthlings. I really feel like that's possible based on the people that I've met and the ways in which people are inspired by my mission. And like, I just, you know, there's so much. The vision is quite grand and beautiful. So
Hilla Farm.
Yes. Homestead, commune, community center, of course. That is the vision, yes. And children. Yes. Bring the children. So it's gonna, you know, one day at a time. Yes. But yeah, definitely have a lot of work and like excited for it.
It's something that I love in sustainability, because when you start, you need to understand that you will learn something new each day.
Yes.
And because sometimes you don't think about something, sometimes people start with compost but don't understand what's happened with the plastic. and you always update your knowledge because sometimes you know about something, but there's a new technology.
Always something new.
It's so great.
Yes.
It's good for the mind.
It is. No, there's a lot of incredible things to
Yes.
learn, and I'm so excited. I'm always overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, I have to do this and this and this. But I'm like, just one song at a time.
I understand. I can't wait to see all the new things, your future.
Thank you.
And do you have any advice for those who are starting or want to start in sustainability?
Yes, of course. I mean, something that I say all the time is like, first thing, just go outside. Look at the sky. You know, I don't think that I really saw the sky until I was like 17, you know, and I think like to just have a connection with the closest tree to your house, to the sky, to if you know, are lucky enough to live somewhere where you can engage with the soil, you know, maybe grow something outside, like plant a seed, watch something grow, compost, like learn where your compost is. Be mindful about what you buy, and make sure that when you buy something you do it from intentionality and not because you're, you know, trying to feed this like hole, you know, because like I think capitalism and the society that has been created creates this like hole, and then we try to close the hole with
always
stuff.
feed that, and
yeah, they tell you you're not enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're not young enough, you're not this, you're never gonna do that, and then you're like, okay, well I need the cream, I need the this, I need that, you know, and like you are enough, you're beautiful, you're perfect. So like to me, it's like a lot of self-work, you know, to care for the environment is to care for yourself. So you are the earth. That's what I tell people, right? Like I'm the earth, but you're the earth. And so when we start thinking about sustainability, it's like, yeah, let's just take it day by day.
Yes.
Don't shame yourself. Don't feel guilty. We all make mistakes. We all try again, and that's good. Like, just keep trying, keep feeling good about yourself, and like slowly but surely, you'll have a garden or you'll have whatever you want. You know, it's like that's like really for me, it's like I just want a garden. I just want a home. But like for everybody, it's gonna be something different. You know, whatever your sustainability goals are, like you will reach them. I think if like you just kind of like allow yourself to love yourself and love the earth as if it's you, it'll happen. And I also think like everybody should find the thing that they're most passionate about in life and use those skills and talents and passions towards building their community and like meeting other people who are in that mindset and meeting up with people, going on walks. You know, I started getting into running, and I think that's a great way for me to go outside and run and move my body and engaging with the outdoors. So yeah, that's my advice. I know it's a lot of things, but just pick any of them.
You can tell me with just one topic. But it's good to know everything.
Yeah.
Can we look at your coat?
Of course.
Because I love your coat.
So this is this is my butterfly that from my childhood. This is a toy that I had when I was a kid.
So fun.
I made this earth patch.
Wow.
And we have some like rustic like log. We have the deers and the bears and the fish here, and then we have the sun. And then over here we have some flowers, a little pocket. We got the vegetables.
Yes.
And then just beautiful embroidery. And yeah, I'm still working on it. We've got the sleeve that says "Protect the climate, protect the Amazon."
Nice.
And I'm still working. I want to put some stuff up here and up here. But yeah, you know, that's work in progress. Thank you.
And you have new stickers too.
Yes, and we have the Hilla The Earth stickers. Yes, the water bottle, you know. Just a basic, like, usually I have a little cup as well with me, so when I want to get a drink or coffee outside, I make sure I have my little cup and I bring it, so that I don't receive a disposable cup. It's just unnecessary. So I sell these little collapsible cups.
True.
They're very cool, yeah.
The green one.
Yeah, green. There's a green and blue one.
And when you buy a cup, you have a small earth.
Yes.
I know everything.
Yes. Little cute.
Thank you so much, Hilla. Do you want to add something?
No, I mean, this just, I just thank you so much. I had such a wonderful time, and you're such a wonderful person, and your laugh is so great, and it just made my day. So thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.